We are live now. Hello,
Yes, I
everyone.
see.
It's been a while since we had an event all together. Let me make myself a little bit bigger while talking to you. We have very special guests today, Matvey and Margarita from Product Map. We met a few months ago, has been in conversation for a while now. And while a lot of things were happening with AI, we thought that maybe we take a step back and think about it more personally. So with AI, quite a lot of us are building new skills, adding more projects, more experience to our portfolio, our background. We are changing what we do and who we are to a degree. And it's always a problem to reflect what's happening, what we are learning to our profiles. And today, that problem is even more important because now AIs are very good at making sense of that text-based semantic data, and quite a lot of companies, for very different purposes, from hiring to identifying potential founders to invest in and so on, are using AIs to make sense of that messy data. So we thought maybe it's a good time to take an hour from our busy lives and find a way to improve our profiles, our CVs. And today, Margarita and Matvey are joining us, and I will leave the floor to them in a minute. And that's going to be our focus. Basically, it's going to be a very hands-on session. And very kindly, they are going to share a gift with us at the end of the session to a Product Map platform, but I will keep it to the end. So welcome, Matvey, welcome, Margarita.
Such a pleasant introduction, Akar. Thanks, everyone. I see people already joining our event, so I joined on YouTube as well. Margarita, want to say hi?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm happy to be the part of this event, and I'm very excited about today's session because we're going to talk about very, very useful and hands-on experience how to improve one's CV. So I'm a growth and product manager of Product Map, and I'm happy to be the part of this event.
Sure. So we'll start in the following. So we'll share some information that could be helpful in order to master a CV. So you know the topic of today's session, and after that we'll just try to do that. So because obviously it's a very practical task, right? So but we'll start with some fundamental questions, and we'll start with the explanation on the product management skills. So now you should be able to see my screen. I'll start, Margarita will catch up, and after that we continue. So obviously we take the overall hiring tasks and recruiting in the product management area. Things are changing very fast. So like with the AI, tons of information, different opinions on what is the product management, we obviously lose the clear path on how we can progress. And obviously the high level system that aligns you with the requirements from the hiring companies, that's something will help you to succeed. So that's why the approach for the career in general or for your personal growth is to understand fundamentally what is the product management. So a lot of information somewhere, and it's very fragmented. So if you can see that previously some companies like Reforge, they've been focusing on courses, learning materials, and providing us with some content, books, or maybe workshops. Now everyone is focusing on more practical tasks because it's just easier to get things done. And instead of focusing on the systematic approach to the product management, understanding what is the product management, people always trying to get quick wins instead of thinking about the bigger picture. So I would ask a question, so feel free to answer in the chat while we are continuing, because we're also monitoring it. Where are you right now? So are you just transitioning to the product management, or you already have some associate or middleman product management role, so just a general product manager, or senior plus? If you are somewhere with us, don't hesitate to write it in the chat, so we'll use it because it will help us to understand better how to make this session more productive. But as a professional, you always need to grow, and Margarita will cover different approaches to the product management skills.
Oh, yes, thank you, Matvey. So we're going to discuss a couple of useful and fundamental methodologies, and we're going to start with the one by Ravi Mehta that was published in 2020. The Product Competency Toolkit is a detailed framework that shows how the role of product manager evolves as you grow in seniority. So you can see radar charts for different roles, from associate PM to PM, and all the way to director, vice president role, and CPO. And what's important here, we don't have exact numbers, but we see the shift in focus. At junior and mid-level positions, PMs are mostly focused on execution, delivery, writing specs, working closely with designers and engineers, shipping features. But as you move up, the focus shifts. Strong product leaders don't just build products, they build teams, systems, and companies. And here we see 4 core pillars: product execution, customer insight, product strategy, and influencing people. So the higher you go, the more time you spend on strategy, decision making, and alignment, and less on hands-on execution. This is a great reminder that growing as a PM isn't about doing more tasks, but about creating more impact through others. So we can move to the next slide. Yeah. We often get the question how to grow from junior entry-level positions to product manager. And for this, let's analyze these 2 roles. So we see the most growth in the field of product execution and customer insight, but still you need to work on influencing people and product strategy as well. So we think that this infographics is quite visionary, so you can compare these 2 roles. So let's move to the next slide. Another useful resource on product management competencies was published by Pavel Hurin in 2023. The skills here are broken down in 8 categories. These are business strategy, execution, people, data analytics, product discovery, experimentation, product marketing, and product growth. So each role has a particular skill set, and we can also see them on these infographics. And what is very useful, you can assess your skills on the website, productcompass.pm, answering relatable questions to you and understanding where you stand in the current role. So I think we are ready to move next. And here we come to our challenge. Every company has its own understanding what product management skill they need, and it is shaped by the industry and product culture. We see how product management requirements changed based on the country of the role and on the type of company you work for. Because if you work for a startup, so it means that you need to have a broader hands-on technical skill, even at the junior level. And for example, if you work for a mature company, you need to have more awareness how to make things happen in complex organizations. So to plan a growth plan, we need to measure the skills we've got. And here at Product Map, we also created our own methodology. So we are focused on 5 primary pillars on product, customer, analytics, processes, and people. And let's take a look at each of them more closely, because each category comprises 3 important subcategories here. So we start with product, and first we have strategic impact. That means making product decisions that move the business forward, focusing on long-term success. Business goals, ownership, every PM is responsible for making sure their product actually achieves company's goals, like revenue, growth, retention, not only delivering some features. Product discovery, we research the markets to identify a problem or a niche to offer solutions. Then we move to the customer section. Here we've got user experience. So this part is about how our customer interacts with our product, its interface, design, to ensure their satisfaction. Voice of the customer, it is about our understanding of our audience and their particular needs. And product marketing, this is how we promote the product, share key messages, and launch it to the market. Then we've got analytics. Fluency with data is essential because we need to understand, interpret, and use data to make good product decisions. Measuring progress and KPIs means knowing how to track whether your product is actually working in the right direction. Stakeholder management is the skill of working smoothly with teams involved, so everyone moves towards the same goal. The next category are processes. So here we've got product vision and planning. It means knowing where the product is going long term and creating a clear plan to get there. Backlog management, skill of keeping tasks organized, prioritized, and up to date. And of course, we've got software engineering. So this is also essential nowadays. You can see a lot of roles more technical when you're required probably to write some code. The last but not the least, here we've got people, and product managers work a lot with people. We need to develop and master our soft skills like communication, negotiation, leadership, conflict resolution sometimes, and people development to let all our team members grow. So this is quite a brief recap of everything we've got in our methodology, and I will pass the word to Matvey to continue.
I also so happy to see people who are joining us in the chat. So with a different experience, again, don't hesitate to text who you are and what you're doing, because it will help us to keep things more practical as we're moving forward from theory to practice. But yeah, I just want to explain a bit how the system was created and what's maybe the main way of thinking about product management skills. Obviously, everybody can develop their own structures. Even companies, as Margarita said, they've got their own requirements, and there is nothing wrong to design your own skills and set a logic how you can progress forward. But if we take the product map, what we have inside the platform and under the hood of these 15 product management skills, we put under each skill different topics that helps you to increase the level of each particular skill. So if you take as an example strategic impact, then obviously some topics that contribute into the skill, such as business modeling, market research, and the segmentation of your audience, go-to-market strategy, and so on and so forth, they all help you to develop this skill, because this information is required and this knowledge is required in order to contribute more with your strategic impact. Same about product discovery, same about other skills. There is some foundation under them. What it means in terms of candidates is that knowing this skill, knowing these topics, having experience in them, mentioning them as keywords in your CV could be potentially recognized by HRs. And if you just want to express your experience in a different ways, you can always refer to this question, to these topics and questions. So the whole map contains 50 plus product management topics. We continuously adding more and more of them. Under each topic, there are many resources and explanations of different frameworks and what's inside. I want to show you what we came up with as a ultimate guide to product management skills. And actually, I'll stop sharing some boring slides and I'll just share the live video on how it works. So the ultimate guide explains all these skills that Margarita just started with, and explained all levels what it means in terms of developing this skill. So if you are just starting your career, obviously you don't need to have a maximum of strategic impact where you define the overall vision for the company and where it's going, right? So it's mostly for the senior positions. But at the same time, you still need to understand that because it will be your progression. So in this guide, for each particular skill, we've got detailed explanation, what topics contribute into this skill and how you can progress them. But explaining all 15 skills doesn't help you a lot. So, or maybe you want to explore very specific company requirements that could be also very helpful to you. So that's why we published alternative skill models which exist, and we already covered today Ravis Meta, Pavel's Herein, and there are many companies who publish their own requirements. So we trying to curate this library to keep it up and running with the most fresh and modern materials, because some companies, they are changing it so fast, and we're trying to maintain that because it's already some extra value of having this list of different career ladders in one place. So feel free to have a look. What we did in order to help people progress in their CVs, we did an assessment of the product management skills. And I'll just use the test account right now in order to test the system and see you and show you how it works. I think I got not 100%. So the system asks you who you are. I'm a product manager. I've got experience in it. I've been working as a product manager. And after that, you can specify your experience level, who you are. I believe that I'm a senior PM. We'll discuss different options later. And if you want to personalize your experience, you actually can say what you want to improve, but I'll just skip it. It's not required. So what I'll do next, there are multiple options how you can assess your skills and see yourself from the system point of view. We can complete the self-assessment, but it's not very, let's say, wow in terms of effect that it receives, because actually you don't want to make a self-assessment. You want the system analyze yourself. So what will be a cool thing, I actually want to export my LinkedIn right now and just use it for the assessment, because it will be one, let's say, way of showing that the system could work with the CV, it could work with your LinkedIn, because sometimes people applying to jobs on LinkedIn. So why not? I think I saved it over here. That's my profile that I just exported, and I will submit it to assessment. It takes 20 seconds, 30 seconds, but what usually happens, system tries to understand your skills and find your experience based on the topics that we've got under the hood. So yeah, it's actually a very simple assessment. It's free, so everybody can try that, and there is nothing special in it, but it will show you against the grade level that you specified. So I said that I'm senior, right? In some areas, maybe I'm like more senior than just a general senior product manager, but obviously I still got some gaps, and I see where I've got some areas that could be improved, because the senior grade is higher than I am, and the comparison shows that I'm not very fluent with data. I don't mention it a lot because on my LinkedIn page, I didn't say that I've been working on the data-driven products and I've been developing knowledge warehouses, and that's my experience. But I didn't put it on LinkedIn, right? But what it also shows, it shows the detailed breakdown, saying where you've got some focuses, what could be improved. Again, I've got the analytics, let's say, gap in analytics. But at the same time, if I disagree, I can always adjust my skills. So why it could be helpful in terms of applying for different positions? First of all, you can find some gaps. If you believe that you don't have any, let's say, areas that you can't improve, it's wrong, because you can always improve things. So, but what could be also very helpful is to adjust and align yourself with company-specific requirements. And that's why we've got very specific assistant in our catalog. It's called interview preparation. For the personal growth, it's one of the best solutions in order to start playing with your CV and start improving that. So I'll still continue using my CV. So actually, you don't need to re-upload that, but I'll do that because I just want to provide the initial file. And you actually can prompt however you want what you want to make with your CV. Maybe you can start interview the preparation and you share results for each particular job position. I think I'll start for a quick demo with a simple scenario. I'll try to make an analysis of my CV and understand what could be improved. Again, I'll just use a voice input. I hope that it works. Make an analysis of my CV as a product lead and compare with 50 product management skills and list what could be improved. Let's see how it works. So I hope that you didn't lose me while I was speaking with the assistant, but let's see what it will provide me with. Usually it takes your profile, it takes also topics that you received on the platform, and it provides you a detailed breakdown of 15 product management skills. So yeah, it shows my strengths. So it says that, yeah, in terms of product management skills, I've got the strength in the strategy and vision, and that's what my LinkedIn profile indicates. It also has I also got some other areas where I feel I've got strong backgrounds, but obviously that's my areas what I could improve. So what are these areas? Again, data-driven decisions, saying that maybe I didn't put a lot of experience about that. I actually have a UX and design background, but I didn't work a lot on the marketing side of things. So that's why I see go-to-market and product marketing skill here, and voice of customer and others. So what are my next steps? So add specific examples to show that I've been working on user interviews, surveys, and I've been implementing different, let's say, ways of providing evidence that I've got this skill, right? Highlight that I've been working on data-driven decisions, maybe KPIs that I tracked. But I mean, it's my CV, obviously. It really resonates with me. I just want to show you what we put as a context here. So we just put my LinkedIn, right? So I've got the basic about, I've got some experience here with no detailed explanation. I just saying what I've been doing for years, right? But here it already shows that I've got very specific lack of evidence. So what it allows you to do next is to write a star story. If you don't know what it is, actually, I didn't know what is the star story is. Let's just ask our assistant. What is a star story? Give me an example and template. So I actually, when I first time heard about Star as a framework, I've been surprised that it's very simple. But let's see what it will provide to me as an assistant. Okay, so Star is situation, task, action, and the result. Why people use Star? Because it helps to keep things very practical and highlight real work situations. Yeah, so what you've been working and what results you achieved. And yeah, that's an example of my start, because I used to manage a group of products at Arrival, and we've been developing manufacturing execution system. It was a set of products. So yeah, here's my story. At Arrival, we needed to build a MES system from scratch to improve factory productivity. And I was responsible for leading the product discovery and so on and so forth. But now it shows me a template that I can use. It also gives me a different, let's say, ways of explaining who I am. Because it's a very important part of CV. You should keep things full of keywords from one point of view. Another point of view, as a product manager, you always should be focused on result and outcomes. So that's why some numbers appear. So, for example, I enable 3 automotive plants in the UK. That's true. That's my numbers, and maybe it may make sense to mention it with a very specific, let's say, number, because that's what people usually see. And yeah, so that's a framework that we can use. I think in order just to complete this simple, let's say, workshop with my CV, I'll just play around with the different suggestions that the assistant will provide me with. So suggest me different areas of my CV that could be improved, and suggest me alternative text that could make it better. All right, let's do that. So while assistant is thinking, I'll explain you what's happening. So you don't need to prompt here a lot, because that's an assistant that already does it for you. Also, it has all materials that we've got in the product map under the hood. So you don't need to provide here any resources and let's say put here very specific frameworks. They all here. And after that, all what it does, maybe not the best UI, because we are still working on that, but we've been focusing more on the results and algorithm, how it works, in order to make it more practical in terms of quality. So now it says that my current wording, I designed user interfaces for industrial HMIs and developed HMI standards for different areas. How it could be improved? It says led user research initiatives, including interviews and usability testing. So you see the difference. So instead of just highlighting that we developed these interfaces, we can put here some additional skills that I've been missing in my CV, in order to prove that I can also work on the different areas, not just design the interfaces, but also research, interviews, usability testing. They all being parts of missing gaps that like assessment identified at the beginning. So that's why it's worth improving. And actually, I like this alternative. So maybe at some point of time, I will update my CV. Same as other things. So planned releases and deliver them to the end user. It sounds good, but what could be better? So if you worked on the whole process, if you defined the KPIs and you implemented the feedback, and after that you improved the product and delivered it to the end user, that's something that is more powerful message than just planned releases to deliver them to the end user. Sounds like a project management, actually. But if you focus more on outcomes in terms of STAR framework, then obviously it will be better. So I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about myself. Actually, while we will continue this particular discussion, and I think we'll just master and improve the Margot's CV next, I want to show one very specific thing which is always missing when people work with different agents and assistants. So now explain me the reasoning under these improvements that you suggested, especially the transition from the current snippet to the suggested alternative. Explain me the thinking that you applied in order to suggest such changes. And now what we will receive is how LLM thinks about you and what is the logic under this assistant. Why it's important while assistant is thinking. A lot of automation is done right now in the hiring, let's say, world. A lot of systems, they process CVs automatically, and even LLMs analyze your CVs created by another LLMs, which is absolutely fine. But in order to keep this logic and automate that, because you will not always create CVs with Matvey and Margarita. You need a tool in order to do that. This reasoning will give you some very practical examples on what you need to implement in your CV. So I explained to you what was the change and why it makes some sense to me, but the detailed reasoning explaining that user research, adding research explicitly will show that you've been listening to your customers. Mentioning interviews is very important, and so on and so forth. So this reasoning will help you to improve your CV, but also understand what companies will look for when they analyze your CVs. Again, this one is just a simple, let's say, interview preparation or CV preparation chat. Obviously, there is another stream where we can take very specific job position and compare ourselves with this position. If we'll have some time, we can do that. Good news is that you can share any information about yourself in the chat, and we will use your CV and we'll review your CV. And if you can participate in the chat, it will be even much better. But while you are sharing, we'll do the same, not with me, because I'm, let's say, experienced product manager. I've been ages in this game. We'll do the same with Margot. Margot, are you ready?
Of course, I'm very curious because I know that my CV is not perfect, definitely. I've transitioned to product management and growth and community management not so long ago from a completely different field. I used to work in hospitality and sales and event management. So I'm a bit curious and nervous. I know there are a lot of areas of improvement there. So let's see.
All right, so we'll use your LinkedIn or CV. I've got both, so just tell me what will be better.
Maybe let's try with the CV.
All right. So the CV is again very simple one. So I don't want to show it in the details, but Margarita shared it with me before the event. So what was my prompt in the beginning? I think it was something like analyze the CV. Okay. So make an analysis of Margarita's CV. She's a product growth manager. Compare with 15 product management skills from the product map and list what could be improved. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it works well. You will find some insights. So instead of me, instead of me reacting, maybe you can tell us what you think about it if it works. I broke the system.
I will agree with everything.
Let me try one more time. Maybe I just upload the wrong thing. Okay, so I'll just copy it from another tab. I got it here open. So let's see how it goes. No, assistant don't want to analyze your PDF. I don't know why. It used to work.
And no worries, we can analyze my LinkedIn profile, so it's completely okay.
Let's try. Too many requests for today. We'll see that. Okay, I'll download it and maybe it will work. We'll see. All right, so just start a new one. What was it? It was over here. Yeah. So again, sorry for technical issues. Live demos are always like the best ones. Let's see how it goes. No, it worked better with your profile from LinkedIn than with your CV. At least it starts to process it. It's strange. Okay, so it's your results. What do you think about that?
Let me see, just a second. Yeah, so I see positive positive aspects that some strengths are underlined, and maybe I can dwell on them a bit more and show more in my profile and in my CV. And of course, see potential gaps or areas to explore.
Does it make
Yes,
any sense?
yes,
to you?
it makes a lot of sense because I know the big sport because I don't have anything mentioned about KPIs, about data analytics. So this is completely true. Yeah, so I think I'm missing this information.
All right, then what we'll ask next. So I believe we'll ask next to improve it and suggest some improvements, right?
Of course.
All right. So suggest different areas of the CV that could be improved based on the 15 product management skills, and suggest alternative text that makes it better. We'll see the results. Actually, it's interesting because it just in the way of not it's the way of thinking about your current experience. You don't change your experience, right? If you don't have many experience working with the KPIs, doesn't make any sense to write about that because it's a lie, right? Yeah, maybe somebody will catch you. But if it just rephrasing and paraphrasing your previous experience, then maybe it will make some sense. Okay, let's have a look. It's your experience, not mine. So what?
Yes, because I feel that I have my previous roles covered more actually than the current ones, because I'm not actually in a job search at the moment. But of course, it's a very good idea to keep the CV updated. But yeah, I feel that my previous roles I explained much better. And
Again, it's just your LinkedIn. Maybe you just need to improve the page, right?
Okay. Yeah, I completely agree that some highlights are needed here.
So how is
I
your
like what I see.
How's your alternative? So again, growth product manager will experience driving user acquisition and engagement. So that's actually much more powerful word than just working on that. So I think it's a good idea, right? So you're skilled in collaborating with cross-functional teams to develop product features. It sounds also good because your main objective is to accelerate growth, right? Looks good, right? What's about the latest experience in the product map? So how about that?
I completely agree because, as I mentioned before, I feel that I don't have my current role covered sufficiently, and probably it's some vague language as mentioned here. So yeah, 100% agree. I would definitely need to think and apply to cover the current role better. So yeah,
It's so boring. So you agree with everything. So what disagree with something? Right. Maybe we
for
can
me,
try.
yeah. So we've got also a request from Eski. So she sent her CV, and
Oh, nice. Where it is? So
it's in WhatsApp group. So I'll try to.
okay.
Yeah, just a sec. I will try to
Drop me a file,
upload.
please, because I'm
Yeah,
sharing.
yeah, sure.
Okay, but while you're sharing it with us, there is a table. It doesn't look like a table, but
Yeah,
at least it's
I've
something.
sent
So
you.
it shows you a summary of improvements that you can work on. So let's check this summary. Maybe you will disagree with something, hopefully. So product map experience, specify growth tactics and metrics and outcomes. Looks like, again, you don't have many numbers.
Of course,
But
yeah. I need to add some numbers because I think at this point I don't have almost none of them. I mentioned I have some vague language, and yeah, this is true, and I know that this is the problem, and I was a bit nervous sharing like your flaws, but it is done in a very
come on, it's all for the best. So we are not
tender
just
way. Yeah,
we're not just
yes.
criticizing. We want to change the mindset. So let's try the first. Let's try to create a star story for you. So I mean, if it will be very measurable, focusing on very specific questions, like it was for me, maybe it will work. So let's see. Write an example of the star story based on the product map experience that was shared. Explain the reasoning why you put there the very specific points. Let's see how it goes. Actually, a lot of people just use different tools for voice input. So you can use the voice input from the product map. I actually using Whisper Flow if you're using it, but for this particular event, I'm not using it because just want to showcase their product more. And yeah, so Margarita, so here's your star story. So Product Map is a learning platform for product managers aiming to grow. Oof, that one was much longer, so that was mine was shorter. So it's your whole experience. Sorry, so it's all what you did at the Product Map. So what do you think about that?
Maybe we need to be more specific, but definitely it's a good idea to add numbers and actions like here because I work with experts and contributors to the product map, and yeah, it's good to add numbers and to show the result of our work. So yeah,
How
totally
does it
agree.
know how many experts you engaged with? I mean, did you put it on LinkedIn or somewhere?
No, I think it's just a suggestion because probably should be more.
All right. So what's about partnerships and other points?
Yeah, but I like the canvas, so you can adapt it to your own story because it is probably only you who know the numbers and yeah, who can add this information. Yeah, but I like this way. It's so easy to work and it gives you so many insights. Definitely.
All right. Cool stuff. So yeah, so that's your story. I don't know, maybe you will catch something from it, update your LinkedIn. Again, I can share with you the text that was generated, but you can do it by yourself. So let's try next one. Ezgi, so you shared your CV. Again, if someone in the chat wants to have a session where we share the results and discuss them, feel free to text. Again, maybe it will be just easier to drop a link so I can open it and we can upload. Next CV will be from Ezgi, the co-host for today. I'll put it, I don't know if it works well with the PDF files, but it should work. It should work. So I tried that. I'll put the same prompt that I've been using for Margarita. So, all right. I make an analysis of Ezgi CV. She's a product manager. Compare against 15 product management skills and list for each skill what could be improved. Fingers crossed that it will not break on the custom PDFs. No, that works. This time it works. Ezgi, are you excited? Oof. Thanks for sharing CV. So to provide a focus actionable, it will help to know what. Okay, so these ones. You want a different mindset? Okay, yes, I want to map Ezgi experience with these 15 product management skills and compare it skills by skill. Okay. So just one confirmation. Oh, sorry, SG. It's it's you. I don't know, for some reason it doesn't. It asks some detailed questions. Okay, but I applied CV already. Come on. Now, for custom PDFs, always was a pain. Let's see. Come on. Something went wrong. SG, can I use your LinkedIn if you don't mind? Maybe it will be better because, you know, sometimes with the PDFs they are not processed well. Looks like it just can't process your PDF. Is it okay if I'll just export your LinkedIn? I'll try one more time. Okay.
Yeah, we've got the approval. Yeah.
Okay. Let's try because it should work because it's processed, so it should work. I mean, not the best way. Come on. Ooh. No, it worked. So for some reason, it just was playing with me. So your strengths are clear strategic focus on fintech, embedded payments, FCA regulated programs, and so on. Improvement. Could line live more. They explicitly how she set long-term vision versus tactical delivery in her roles. If it makes some sense to you, it's obviously a good suggestion. Highlighting strategic points is very important. Experience leading product discovery, user journey optimization, benchmarking UX against competitor. More details on specific discovery techniques, customer interviews, hypothesis testing would strengthen this. What do you think about these 2 points, Esgi? So does it make any sense to you? It's not my CV, but just trying to relate to your experience, what you see here. Roadmap planning, led roadmap for AI forecasting tool could provide examples of frameworks. Okay, actually, also a good suggestion to keep things more practical. What else? Conducted UK market, benchmark it, limited explicit mention. Okay, so good sample. Good points. Good points. Okay, so let's write your star story then. Made sense to me. Oh. Okay, so let's write the star story for one of experiences that being mentioned in the CV, and let's use the star framework as a framework to shape and improve the SGIS CV. Good news is that it identifies your name from the CV, but it doesn't recognize my voice, unfortunately. But let's do that. Let's make your star story. So, situation: Enel need to migrate 1 million users from MasterCard to Visa payment system, and complex process involving regulatory compliance, user experience, and challenges. As a senior product manager, Esgi was responsible for leading this migration end-to-end, ensuring minimal disruption, high adoption, and compliance with the FCA regulations. Actually, very good keywords, by the way. So I don't know is it true or not, but keywords are very great. She coordinated cross-functional teams, engineering, UX, legal, to redesign onboard payment flows, introducing process improvements that reduced onboarding time and error rates by 50%, which is a measurable result, and implemented user communication strategies to drive adoption. This one actually is vague, so very vague. So I think it could be more concrete. Achieved 80% user adoption, blah, 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 blah. Improving transaction success rates and so on. How this improves the CV. Makes the achievement concrete, true. Show leadership, actually true. And I was expecting more on the strategic side of things because it was the top one that was mentioned. It also suggests you to make other examples. So, Esgi, what's your thoughts? Does it make sense to you, like a good story? While you're responding, I'll just ask to explain the reasoning. Explain the reasoning why you put this story and the change that you did with the existing CV in order to explain more why these changes were done and how. Go. If someone from the chat want to master their CV and create your star story, share your LinkedIn profile or any link or PDF, however you want, whatever is shareable. We'll try to do that now because we've got some time, so let's do that. So what was the reasoning? Okay, so the reasoning was that it put some numbers. Was changed the original CV, manage MasterCard to Visa migration to 1 million users onboarding time is strong but compressed. Star explains it into a clear story. Actually, it's a good point. So I'm not a big fan of very compressed CVs. If you want to have things more practical, maybe it makes sense to add some personal story, because again, it's just my experience. I'm not saying about the whole industry, but I always been recognizing more CVs with a personal story. So maybe this star framework is not a bad idea, just to keep things less compressed. So looks like a good idea. And yeah, so star highlights how it coordinates teams, star frames situation and task up front. And yeah, that's a real story. Okay, so sounds good to me. Anybody else who wants to participate? I've seen a few people introduce themselves at the beginning, but guys, I don't know your name. So, I mean, I can Google you on LinkedIn. I don't know, search you on LinkedIn if you want. But if you want to participate, please say yes, put your name. I'll try to search for you. It would be much better than just discussing me or organizers. Akar, maybe we can use your CV if you give me a permission, or maybe your LinkedIn profile. So because it's in another tab, I can do that very quickly. Give me a permission. Okay, so I believe then maybe we'll just finish with a few things, right? So if
Agar sent his LinkedIn profile, so I guess we can use, yeah.
Where? Okay, so
yeah, just a second. I will resend.
Agar, this one, right? Yeah, so let's just download it. Say PDF. Okay, cool. Let's start the new one. This one. Okay, that's correct one. Make an analysis of Akar CV, product leader and founder. Compare it 15 product management skills and list what could be improved.
It's been years I updated my so this is very useful. I will have some homework to do.
Better late than never. All right. So why? Okay. Thanks for sharing your profile to give you a a little bit more. What exact role or position? It actually asks for very specific things, like if you're applying for the very specific role and so on. We also can do a comparison, but I'll just ask him just analyze the CV that I shared and suggest improvements in the CV in order to highlight different product management skills. We did an assistant in order to support people with applying for different job positions, not just reviewing the CVs, but yeah, I think it will work from the second message. So let's see, hopefully. What it also does, it actually uses my profile because I already completed the assessment. So it should actually be a blank user in order to do it from scratch and better. But yeah, now this time it should provide you with some details.
Matvey, by the way, we have a question in the chat
Yeah,
asking the difference between PRAQ rules and STAR.
What is PRQ? First time when I hear about that, so let's just Google it. It's another framework. Practical kind of, don't know. PRQ.
Search for PRAG rather than Q.
PRG?
No, PRAQ CV, but the result wasn't PRAQ.
Okay. PRQ. Practice ready assessment. Actually don't know. I mean, if you'll explain more the question, I'll answer, but I don't know. I don't familiar with this abbreviation. If you are familiar, you can.
Unfortunately, I don't know either.
First time when I hear about it. So STAR, it's a very well-known framework. So we've got some materials about this framework under the product map. We also put some resources featuring these templates. Okay, that's your CV, by the way.
Okay.
So let's start with strengths. This looks like true.
Yes, I think these are good ones. I like that it called communication because at least in the past, I used to write quite frequently.
I've seen your Medium, yeah. So what could be improved? Let's check. Voice of event, but could be more explicit. Suggestion: add specific examples of your guide user insight, user interviews, journey analytics, and how this insight shaped product decisions. Example: let the user research initiatives, including interviews and surveys, to capture customer pain points, resulting. Does it make sense to you? I mean, it's just an example, but it says that you've been representing the voice of customer.
It definitely makes sense. We are building a product that is very related to this, right? We help organizations to make best sense of their networks.
Mm-hmm.
And when people see specific outcomes, they trust profiles better. So I just say I did these things, but what were the results? It doesn't exist. So
yeah, same as working in the data. Yeah. So it says that it has your CV lacks concrete examples using data to measure as product success and product informed decisions. But after that, it's just you just to add some numbers, right? So it's to keep more keep more focus on outcomes. But it's actually a good general suggestion, not only for your CV, just for everyone's, right? Do you want to create your first STAR story? Oh, actually, there is a summary like that showing for each particular skill. Yeah, mentioned limited, briefly mentioned product marketing, add go-to-market launch examples.
Yeah, I think what I'm taking away from this is whatever you say in your CV, make it more concrete. Give examples, give numbers, tell the story, whichever you can, but make it more concrete.
100% agree.
We have
So-
one more LinkedIn shared with us. Let's do that one as well, and maybe move to the last messages from you guys.
Which one? Sorry, where it is?
I've sent you. I copied from the chat. Yes,
Nice
on
one.
Telegram.
Let me find it. Let me open it.
Yeah.
Ikrat, if I pronounce your name correctly, and very nice to meet you. So let's do that. Where you've got it? I don't see it in the comments, so maybe I'm reading the wrong comments. All right, so Hikrat. Hopefully this time it will not ask again for a role. Make an analysis of Hikrat product manager profile. Compare 50 product management skills and list what could be improved. Fingers crossed, Hikrat. So I hope that it will be working. Hold on. Again, sorry for that. It's just my spelling, so it doesn't recognize my voice. Next time I will check before sending. Oh, it thinks, oh, it worked from the first attempt. So your current role, product owner in Filica.co. Previous roles, education, and so on. Oh, 15. Strengths, user research, UI, UX, experience design, hands-on with customer-driven insights. Improvement, voice of customer skill could be deeper, no explicit mention of structured customer interviews, surveys, feedback loops. Actually, the same as me and Akar. So we all got the same problem, not very concrete. For some reason, it's shifted. So a product ownership role implies more strategic responsibility, business analysis, experience supports understanding business needs. No explicit evidence on defining product vision, product road planning, and aligning product goals with the business KPIs. Strategic impact and business goals ownership skill needs to be developed. If you're with us and you can react somehow, it would be great. Otherwise, I'll just continue checking. So data science internship in R. Oh, actually love this language. Amazing one. Web scraping, data visualization shows analytical capability. Actually, not only analytical, also software engineering. Measuring progress with the KPIs, A/B testing, and data fluency for product decisions not clearly demonstrated. I checked PRAQ isn't an international CV standard, it's more a local framework. The actual global best practice is the STAR method plus quantified achievements, ACA friendly formatting. Sorry. No worries at all, Sarbih, if I pronounce your name correctly. That's why maybe I didn't care about that. So STAR is kind of, let's say, well-known international forward. So yeah, thank you. I'm here. So what do you think about that? If you can comment, it would be great to know what you think about that. But here's your summary. So summary for different areas. So obviously, if you will put more about information about user interviews, feedback loops, KPIs that you've been working on, it will be better. So I'll ask to draft a star story for you just to, let's say, make the same exercise with you. So craft a star story based on the example, experience shared in the CV for the latest current role. And I always need to craft a star story based on the experience CV for the current role. No. Filka growing digital platform was tasked, maybe not the best wording, but Okay, with improving the user experience and aligning product features with customer needs and competitive market. My goal was to lead the product development process by integrating research insights into design and delivery of new features, ensuring that product meet real user demands while coordinating with cross-functional teams. I conducted user research session, analyzed customer feedback, identify. Maybe we can put more numbers even here, because if some amount of sessions and how many customer feedback was collected, I think you could also put some results there. So this approach will lead to measurable increase in user satisfaction scores and engagement metrics within 6 months. Again, it looks good to me. Maybe the wording and tone of voice could be adjusted to your personal profile, Hikret, but it looks like a solid story to me. So if you like that, please react somehow. It would be great to know your opinion. But I like that it's a story. It explains what product is doing, because I'm not familiar with your experience. I even haven't seen your LinkedIn profile. I just downloaded it, right? But now it looks like a solid story to me. I see what you've been working on and what you achieved. And there are many good topics and frameworks and overall initiatives like user research and the prioritizing backlog. As a keyword, they are very right things to keep in the CV. So I actually love what we achieved here. So Akar, what's next? Help me to navigate our session. So do we share the?
I think you've done a great job of showing how to use the tool, and also we got to see what is the logic behind, more or less. So I think everyone can draw their own conclusion from this. How about you say a little bit more about the product map, the product itself, so that people who will get lucky with the gift you are giving, they have a better understanding, and if our community is interested, they learn more, and then we can wrap up the session.
I'll try to keep things brief. I don't want to promote a lot the product map here. I just want to share what is available for everyone, and maybe guys, you will explore it more in the details. So first thing that we did, I'll share again the Figma very quickly. We did a map. It's free. It's published in the Figma community. This map contains all these topics explained from the helicopter point of view. So if you take different topics, they're all here with different frameworks and materials attached. So for example, if you're looking for different tools for market research, different ideas, how you can make the competitor analysis, you'll find it in the product map. Again, it's free. People are participating, putting here their own materials. And we are publishing a lot of updates with industry experts on different topics. So that's where we've got a lot of information. But inside the platform, we've got much more. So under all these topics that you see, we've got very detailed content. So if you open, for example, product roadmap guide, and we've got assistant to specify the product strategy and product roadmaps. Actually, all these assistants, they're using all these materials from the product map. So it's like a fuel for all our assistants that we are building. And for the interviews that we did, we also got materials here. So feel free to explore. We also got different specializations that tailor your experience and provide you with the different topics relevant to this particular product management specialization. If you're exploring the AI product manager role, then you will have the tailored content for this particular specialization. And again, you will explore more how to launch MVPs, how to use AI for launching MVPs, prompt engineering, user research methodologies. They all will be here. And yeah, you can play around with your personal goals. It was my profile. That's why it suggests me to become a senior and I see some relevant materials that help you to do that. But it's based on my assessment that I already shared. So for all people who are joining the ProductTank today, we'll share the promo code in order to get the full assessment. It normally costs $49, but we'll get 10 for free, specifically for the ProductTank event and for such welcome meeting today. And for people who participated today, I've been impressed that we can do that remotely. It's so great that we had a workshop. So we'll share the promo code, right, Aka, right after this event, but it's already
Yes.
it's already done, so we 100% commit to that.
Well, Matvey, Margarita, thank you so much. This has been a great session, super practical, and also using the tool. We got a little bit more onboarded into how to use it. I really want to thank you all. Let me change this view so that we can see you better. Thank you for your all support and time. And to our community, we're planning to have a few of more of these sessions with the product map team. They are doing an amazing job, really inspiring. The first time I spoke to Margaret and Matvey, I also shared with them like this would be my dream to build. I'm building another dream, so no jealousy.
So many dreams, yeah. Have to prioritize.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. We will be in touch with the promo code, and we will bring you more of Product Map in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for your involvement. Yeah, for a very grateful audience. So thank you for being active. Yeah, totally enjoyed the session.
Love the engagement of the community. Thanks again for participating.
Appreciate it.